Okay guys, it's time for me to go down this crazy steep hill of death. Up here is not too bad, but anyway, I want to talk about good times to buy used motorcycles, okay? Now if you think about it, people who are smart are gonna wait until times in the season when people get motorcycle fever, all right? People who are smart are gonna wait until spring to sell their motorcycles because everybody wants a motorcycle in the spring, right? Aren't you glad when you've got a steed in your garage in the springtime? This does two things. A, the demand is high in the spring. B, am I hitting the brake? B, so is the market. And so, according to the laws of supply and demand, the supply might go way up in the spring because all these people are wise enough to know that's when to sell and buy a motorcycle. But then on the other hand, the supply and the demand will both go up. So springtime, it can be a wash. If you're looking on your Craigslist or whatever, and there's not a lot of people selling motorcycles, then you can bet that those people are gonna get top dollar for their motorcycles. If there are like 1,000 listings and they're all lasting for a long time and not selling, the market's low. There's not demand for the motorcycles on the market. So go ahead and take your pick. Start texting people with those lowball offers. Now, when is the absolute best time to buy a motorcycle? I would submit that is January and February. Why? Well, I think if you know about economics or you've ever been in the post-Christmas desperate situation, you'll know exactly why. You just spent a ton of money on Christmas gifts and Christmas and all that stuff, and you have a really low cash flow, and you need to pay off some debt. And what is the first thing to go? That shiny motorcycle sitting in your garage, and you're desperate to get rid of it. When is the best time to buy a motorcycle? January and February, baby. Because you know that anybody who's like, I gotta sell this now, they are desperate.
Because really they know that there is not a market for motorcycles in January and February. If they're trying to sell it then, they need that money now. So you're in a good position to go buy it. Now there are two other times that I think are good times to buy a used motorcycle, and that's kind of in midsummer, and that's usually the people who get scared or get bored with the motorcycle. They realize that it's not all it's cracked up to be to them, and so they're willing to sell it for whatever reason. People who sell their motorcycles in midsummer are obviously not enjoying their motorcycle, and so they're not tied to it, and so they'll let it go for whatever. So make sure to check those people out. The other good time is late fall, because people realize, okay, winter's coming, and you know what, I'm going to need money. The market is not huge. There's not a lot of people looking for motorcycles in late fall because they know the winter's coming. And so even though there could be a lot of sellers because they want to get that money before winter comes, and there's really not a lot of buyers. And so late fall or early fall is going to be a fantastic time to buy a motorcycle because the supply is high from people wanting to unload, and the demand is low because people know that winter is coming. So there's a lot of sellers and not a lot of buyers, and that's what's good for you.